Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place that helps you unpack your sources, really dig in, and pull out those crucial nuggets of knowledge and insight.
Yeah, getting right to the heart of it.
Exactly. And today, we're diving into something quite poignant, the recent passing of an absolute legend, Ozzy Osbourne.
A huge figure.
Huge. And our mission for you, our listener, is to go beyond just the headline news of his death. We want to really understand, the personal moments leading up to it and also the massive impact he had.
And we'll see that through lots of different perspectives, right?
That's right. We've got a whole stack of sources here.
What's, I think, really fascinating is how these sources, they let us kind of connect the dots between the very private, intimate moments and then this huge public wave of grief and respect that followed. We'll be looking at, family statements, personal stories, anecdotes, and then this wide range of tributes, fellow artists, public figures.
Yeah.
It paints a much fuller picture, I think, of who Ozzy was.
To the world, yeah, but also to the people right there with him.
Exactly.
So the news itself, it obviously saddened so many when it broke. The Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, has passed away.
That name, Prince of Darkness. It really stuck, didn't it, from his whole stage presence, the Black Sabbath themes.
Oh, completely groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah.
And the official family statement, and this was shared with E! News, it said, our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning.
And they specifically mentioned he was with his family and surrounded by love.
Which feels important.
Very important. And it gives context, too, because this loss, it came after a years-long battle with Parkinson's disease.
Right. That's the crucial context, isn't it? The health struggles he'd been facing for quite some time.
Yeah, it puts everything, those final years, into perspective. The challenges he faced right up until the end.
But beyond the official news, some of the sources give us these really, really touching glimpses into his final days.
Little personal moments.
Yeah, exactly. And what really stood out, I thought, was this sweet little moment his daughter Kelly shared. It was just 2 days before he passed.
Just 2 days, wow.
Yeah, July 20th. She posted this short video clip on her Instagram stories.
Okay.
And it shows her, she's at a dining table with her little boy, Sydney. He's 2.
Ah.
And then she pans the camera over to Ozzy, and you hear Kelly saying, "Good morning," showing Sid. And then she turns to Ozzy, calls him Dada.
Yeah.
She says, "Dada, say good morning."
And did he?
He did. Ozzy's wearing like a black T-shirt, headphones on.
Yeah.
And he just gives this really enthusiastic good morning back.
Oh, that's something else.
Is it? And the sources say this seems to be the last public video of him.
Wow. So it's this incredibly tender, really poignant final glimpse, just hours before.
Yeah, a little window into his private world right at the end. And that glimpse kind of leads us naturally to think about those who knew him, away from the stage. His family.
Beyond the Prince of Darkness.
Right. His older sisters, Jean Powell, she's 85, and Gillian Hemming. They gave an interview to The Mirror. It came out just a few days after he passed.
Okay, what did they share?
Well, they talked about seeing him at that Black Sabbath farewell show, the one in Birmingham, at Villa Park on July 5th.
Right, the big final concert?
Yeah. And they said it was, quote, upsetting because he could not stand up straight.
Oh, that's tough to hear.
Yeah. But they also said he was still our John, still cracking the jokes.
Ah, so even then.
Even then. They described him as frail, definitely. But they said his death still came as a shock. He apparently still had plans and things he wanted to do.
That makes it even sadder somehow.
Yeah.
That he still had that forward momentum.
It does. And what really struck me was their reaction to the public outpouring. They said, and this is a quote, "To us, he was our brother, not a celebrity, so it's crazy to see the outpouring of love since his death was announced. He was just our John."
Just our John. That really hits home, doesn't it? It highlights that huge contrast. The massive public figure, this global icon, versus the private family man. It just underscores all the different layers to his life.
Absolutely.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? How do we, as a society, process the death of someone like that? Someone who's a huge public figure, but also just someone's brother, someone's father.
It's a really profound point. How do you mourn that? Do you mourn the icon or the person? Or maybe both somehow.
Yeah, it's complex. And maybe those public tributes, maybe they offer some comfort to the family too, seeing that love for their John.
Could be. It's interesting, that duality. Just John at home, but this wild, bat-biting legend to the world. Maybe that public side wasn't separate, just another part of him.
I think that's a great way to put it. And you really see that complexity reflected in the tributes that just flooded in.
Oh, the sheer volume was
The
incredible.
diversity of them, from music, from Hollywood, all over. It's like a collective statement about his impact.
Let's unpack some of those. I mean, Elton John, for instance. He called Ozzy a dear friend and a huge trailblazer who secured his place in the pantheon of rock gods.
High praise from Sir Elton.
Absolutely. And he added, he was also one of the funniest people I've ever met. I will miss him dearly. That humor comes up again.
It does. And then you have Metallica just sharing an old photo with the broken heart emoji. Simple, but says so much.
Yeah. And Mike McCready from Pearl Jam, he wrote this really detailed piece about discovering Black Sabbath in high school,
Oh, yeah.
finding war pigs both terrifying and mesmerizing. And he said, it was Ozzy's voice that took me away to a dark universe, a great escape.
A great escape. That resonates. So many people probably felt that way about his music.
I think so. He also mentioned loving the Blizzard of Ozzy's record instantly. Just a simple, thanks for the music, Ozzy.
And like you said, it wasn't just rock and metal guys. You had Questlove writing Love Live the Oz and Rest in Melody.
Yeah, showing that cross-genre respect.
Definitely. And Adam Sandler, remember him in Little Nicky with Ozzy?
Of course. Great cameo.
He talked about cranking up Ozzy as a kid, saying, nobody was more badass than the one and only Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. Loved him a lot like we all did.
See, even their Prince of Darkness, but also just loved him.
Exactly. And then actors like Josh Brolin, he described him so vividly. A thriving misfit with the voice of the grimy blood in our darkest vein. Wow.
Quite a description.
Isn't it? He also called him circus and theater and love and loyalty and the everyman's talent.
The everyman's talent.
Right?
Alongside circus and theater. That captures the mix, doesn't it?
It really does. And you saw it from legends, too. Ronnie Wood from the Stones said he was so very sad and mentioned that lovely goodbye concert in Birmingham. Ice-T called him and Sabbath the creators of heavy metal, period.
High praise indeed. And Flavor Flav mentioned going way back with him, feeling honored to see him inducted into the Rock Hall.
Yeah. Brett Michaels from Def Leppard cuts him one of the greatest rock legends and said they'd dedicate shows to him.
Paul Feig, the director, remembered him being such a sweet guy and so up for having fun with his image.
That sweetness comes through again alongside the legend status.
It does. And Jason Momoa just simply, love you at Ozzy Osbourne. All my aloha at Sharon Osbourne and Ohana. So grateful. R.I.P.
It's that personal touch again.
What really jumps out, looking at all these together, is, yes, the musical impact, the Prince of Darkness, the Hall of Famer stuff,
The legacy.
but also consistently, people mention his humor, his authenticity, that everyman quality, even within the huge persona.
Exactly. It reinforces that blend we were talking about. He was this larger-than-life pioneer, yes, but people connected with him, the person. Funny, real, maybe a bit of a misfit himself.
Which maybe is why he became such an icon for other misfits, right?
I think that's a huge part of it. This wave of remembrance, it just shows how deeply Ozzy connected, not just for the music, but because of who he seemed to be. Resilient, authentic, giving people permission maybe to embrace their own uniqueness. That's a powerful legacy beyond just the songs.
So this whole deep dive has really shown us, hasn't it, these different facets of Ozzy Osbourne. He's absolutely just our John to his sisters.
That very private, beloved family member.
And at the very same time, the Prince of Darkness to millions. This huge culture-shifting figure.
That's a perfect example, really, of how someone can be both things. Deeply cherished by their inner circle, and simultaneously this monumental, legendary figure for the public, a trailblazer.
A true legend, as so many call him.
Yeah.
Well, we hope this deep dive has maybe given you, our listener, a richer sense of Ozzy Osbourne's final days and just the incredible resonance of his life.
It really has been quite a journey through these sources, from those last intimate moments to this global wave of tributes.
Yeah.
And maybe it leaves us with something to think about, you know? When someone like Ozzy passes, someone with that dual existence, whose story ultimately defines their legacy. Is it the family's private memories, their grief?
Or is it the world's collective memory? The celebration of the public icon, the music, the image.
Exactly. It's this fascinating interplay, isn't it, between the private person and the public persona. Definitely something to ponder as you reflect on the impact of a life like Ozzy Osbourne's, a life truly lived,